you basically said that men come in and they're like, you know what, we want 50-50. Here's hers. I, want to provide for her. And that's that. Where women come in there and, they want to retaliate. They are more vengeful. Is that a pretty fair assessment?
That's my experience.
And that's your
My
experience,
experience.
right? You're
That's
not,
my experience.
eh,
I'm not saying that all women are retaliatory and vengeful and
or
all
that
men
all
are
men want to give up 50-50 either.
right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that in my experience, usually when I get a call from a guy, it's like, look, I just want to be fair. I had a call with a guy the other day and he's like, I said, well, it looks like that, you'd be entitled to X, Y, or Z. And he's like, I don't need X or Y. I mean, if I just get Z, it's fine. And I said, I'm like, how old are you? And he's like, 65. And I'm like, okay, so this is like a huge, important financial transaction. You can't really afford to just roll over and give her everything at this point in time. Like, what are you going to do with your life? Right. And I think that, there's a lot of reasons for that. And I know I got called out a lot and I hate women and I'm a misogynist and all this kind of stuff. I'm just talking to you about um, I have a lot of women that are like super fair that come in and are like, look, he's a good dad. I don't like him very much, but I want him out of my life. But he's a good dad. He should. I have lots of women that say that too. I'm saying that generally speaking, in a gross generalization, that when you bleed it down the gender lines, men come in and have a tendency to go, what can we do that's fair? What can we do that's fair? I want to see my kids. I don't want this to go on forever. I don't want to litigate with her. I don't want to, whatever. And then on the other side of things, women are like, well, I don't want him to have custody. I don't want him to have this. I don't want him to have that. He cheated. I'm going to make him pay. It goes both ways. But generally speaking, and everybody was kind of, and I started thinking about why would that be? Women have been disenfranchised for a really long time. Maybe they're just pissed. Maybe this is just a blowback. Maybe they'll come back more to the center after, a period of time. But maybe we've had to fight harder to get our needs heard or our whatever. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm just saying in my experience, if there's going to be a person that is super retaliatory in a divorce, it is usually on the female side of things,
Yeah.
not
You're
the male
saying the
side.
majority of the time. Majority of the time it can be 60%. It doesn't mean that
It can be
99% of the time.
52% of the
Yeah.
time. It's still the majority,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. And also,
totally
it's your experience. It doesn't mean it's everybody
right. It
else's.
doesn't mean it's everybody's experience. I mean, but I think that I deal with men and women equally. So I feel like I have a pretty good sampling across
Yeah.
the board. I'd say over the time I've represented and worked with just as many women as I have men, you know? It's just my experience, right?